So welcome to another Wardy's Waffle farm update. Thank you very much for watching. Various things going on this week. We've got a visit to Farrell's where they organised a bit of an event with rural crime with Nottinghamshire Police, looking at how we can minimise the thefts of the GPS receivers on the tractor roofs. There's a lot of those going missing. Also loading wheat out. We had some wheat go out this week, which was the best price I've sold this year, which is £280 a tonne, but I've only got 7 loads going out at that price. And as you know, the price has dropped a lot since. Anyway, we've got some loads going out at that price. We also have an update on the house. We've got the roof going on at the minute, which is great to get that on and get it watertight. Also, we had a dinner in Lincolnshire for farming, a la-di-da dinner, which if you watch this, Karen, continue to watch, you'll see what that is. Also pay a visit to Links FM, the radio station, to promote our Agri conference that we've got coming on this next week. So we'll have a look at that. And then also we've done a bit more dragging on the frost with the 8RX as well. So just to touch on the frost, this field here of sugar beet behind we've got to lift, you can see now that there isn't anywhere near as much top as there was early on, and that's because the frost has reduced it significantly. We've also got frost problems with sugar beet in the area because the tops aren't there because of the frost wizened the tops down, and the frost has got into the crowns of the sugar beet. And you can just see by this clip here now how little top there is, and when we start to cut open the sugar beet, the frost has gone into it a little bit. There is frost insurance, which I'll touch on next week, so I just wanted to sort of alert you to this, that we will get some of this up out the ground shortly and put on this new concrete just here. I'll have a big update on the sugar beet job next week and touch on how the insurance actually kicks in and how it works and how we're protected from frost damage as this, because we had a real big episode 2012 I think it was, where we lost half of our sugar beet through severe frost down to -12. So I'll have more of an update on this sugar beet job next week. But anyway, thanks very much for watching. Hope you enjoy it, and let's crack on with this update. I've just arrived at the Links FM studios. I'm just come in to do a piece for the farming programme that goes out every Sunday morning on 102.2, and you can get it online as well and on your smart speaker. And we're just going to do a bit with Steve Orchard, the presenter of the farming programme. So yeah, here we are. So Steve's on air, but he's in the middle of doing his afternoon show, but we're just going to go in here. He's about to do the news slot, I think. Here we go. Hello, Steve.
So Andrew, we've got a big day coming up next week.
Yes, we have, Steve, and it's a direct drilling sort of summary, I suppose, of the whole of the season we had when we had our direct drilling trial, and that went really well. A lot of good feedback. We got a lot of results, if you like, and a lot of data that we've collected in that time, and we thought it'd be good to put a conference together. So along with Agri, we've got this conference going ahead, which is at the Newark Showground, and it's on next Thursday, the 26th of January, 9 o'clock. Till lunchtime with the hot lunch afterwards, and everybody needs to register with Agri to do it, and we can put the link up and put the link out. You can do that.
Is this for anybody? Is it open to anybody? You don't have to be an Agri member?
No, exactly. It's open to anybody who wants to come to it. The more the merrier to a degree. Lots of data to put out there. We've also got Philip Wright talking, who has his own company called Wright Resolutions, and Philip will be talking about the cost of production, looking at the results from our demonstration we had, looking at soil health, looking at carbon, the link to carbon credits, if you like, as well, the cost of establishment, cost of production, all those sorts of things. We've got Steve Corbett from Agri looking at the results of the actual trial. We did lots of the data recording in the trial, such as tissue test analysis, root mass assessment, percentage establishment. So we did lots and lots of things like that. So lots going on whole morning, but we'd like as many sort of what we call true direct drillers to come, people who've been in it a long while, who some of them have had criticism of the event, if you like, and said we didn't do it right. Well, now's your chance to come along and say what you thought, why we didn't do it right, and what's your view on what we need to do to improve it.
When I came along to the direct drill day, there were 1 or 2 there who were still very sceptical about the process itself. Do you want them to come as well?
Yeah, exactly. All of those would like to come, because we need to learn ourselves. This is the biggest thing about it. And I didn't just have the event because I wanted to prove that our system was correct. I wanted to prove or see if there was other systems around that was going to be better than ours in our situation. And as it turned out with this spring barley crop, there wasn't any other situation or any other machine that was better. And so at the minute we know for spring cropping we're right. But what we're going to be looking at as well, and we want people's input into this, is the future trials and the direction of our sort of our iFarm, as we call it, going forward, and any other programs, any other trials we can do. And we're thinking we'll maybe have a direct drilling trial in the autumn this next year rather than the spring. So it's things like that. But yeah, as many people as possible, register with Agri, come along, please have your input. And if you're a regular direct driller, no tiller as we call them, then yes, we really would like your input into this.
So where do we go to register then, Andrew?
To register, you go to Becky.cox at agri.co.uk and just put your name on there, who you'd like to come, and that'll be it. And turn up 9 o'clock at Newark Showground in Nottinghamshire, obviously that is. And I'll just also at this point like to thank the Newark and Notts Agricultural Society and the Newark Showground for letting us host this venue there. Great venue, and hopefully we'll get upwards of 200 people there.
And just remind us of the date again.
The date is January the 26th, which is next Thursday, 9 a.m. start, and it will finish about 1 or 1:30 with a hot lunch.
Lovely. Thanks, Andrew.
Great. Thanks, Steve. So just done that piece now for them. Thanks very much, Steve. Always good to help and always work well with each other. And so yeah, you'll see Steve's been on the combine, driven our combine before over the summer, and it's always great to do work with Links FM and the local farming programme and bits that we've done with them. Obviously with Bauer Media owning Links FM, and it goes around other Bauer Media radio stations so around the country, so it can appear on other news bulletins and in other programmes. But there's not many counties have a farming programme such as Links FM. I'm just going to try and lift this trailer up because it's been propped down here with the front end down for 2 or 3 weeks now, since before Christmas outside, so I bet there's a lot of water in it. So I'm just going to lift it up on the front of the Manitou. Yeah, there we go. If we lift that hatch up, there might be, there we go. I thought there would be. Can't quite see in there. There we go, it's dying down now. I'll leave it up there for a bit, just see if it'll soak a bit the rest of the day. Apologies for the wind noise, but I've just arrived at our John Deere dealer, Farrell's at Newark. We've got a Nottinghamshire police here. We've got an hour and a half's talk and a bit of a chat about GPS theft, because it's quite big at the moment around the country. So we're just going to have a little bit of a presentation, I think, from Nottinghamshire police to see how we can help to minimise it. Should be interesting. I'm just getting me a coffee, but from up this top of this meeting room, there's always a great vantage point to see what machinery Farrell's have got in here. As you can see, good selection. Kuhn, Kramer forklifts, Yanmar little diggers, Dalbo rolls, trailers there, and a whole load of tractors. Not many combines, Adam. Have you got some here? Oh, there's one across there.
4 up the back.
Oh, there we are, yeah.
2 more around in the backyard.
Right,
so,
yeah.
Just a small handful.
A small handful. And then this is downstairs in the parts area and the mini showroom.
So we all know why here. It's the fact that GPS equipment seems to be growing legs, and it's an ongoing problem with varying degrees of how serious it is. It seems to come in peaks and waves. We saw some just before Christmas time. So we'd like to just kind of discuss, as Rob said, what we can do, what we can't do, what's available, how we can help ourselves, how we can help each other. So John Deere's USP 15 years ago, when they first started doing GPS equipment, was the fact it was easily transferable between machines. So you could buy a receiver and a screen and move between 3 or 4 tractors in the yard, and then you bought the kit. You bought one kit, and you could use it on 4 tractors in 4 different operations. So fantastic, it's easy to move. If it's easy to remove by the farmer, it's also easy to be removed by the people as well. As GPS technology has been adopted more and more and more, we're seeing the new tractor now generally goes out with a GPS receiver. I'd probably say that 95% of the tractors over 130 horsepower that we sell here, so that's our peak business. Just to put it in perspective, last year at Farrell Limited we sold 475 tractors across our group. So this out the box is what we class as SF1. So SF1 is John Deere's free correction signal. So we can put that on the roof of a tractor and it will cost £2,850. Does that look there? And that will drive a tractor in a straight line with 15 centimetre accuracy. So we can drive up and down the field to that sort of accuracy. Brilliant. So that's a great step. As we're seeing efficiencies increase and improve, we want more accuracy in that. So we want to be able to drive a tractor to this and be repeatable for years to come. So we want the tractor to be able to drive in the same place year on year. For that to happen, we need to unlock more activations in the screen. So this receiver costs £2,850 for SF1. If we want to upgrade to RTK, so real-time kinematic, which is where we can then get repeatability, we start paying a paid subscription, but we have to unlock the receiver. So the receiver unlocks costs circa £3,000 to get to RTK, and that receiver unlock lives in this receiver. So if this receiver disappears, the activation goes with that receiver. The whole activation...
If you can unlock it, why can't you lock it?
Because these are receivers, not transmitters. It's a computer that's not connected to the internet. All the receivers are serial number specific. So we've got an 18-digit number there. So that each receiver has its own number. So each receiver is then registered within My John Deere. So My John Deere is John Deere system sort of thing. So if Tim's receiver gets stolen and gets sold to Eric goes, John, I've got this receiver. I can then put this receiver serial number in, and I can say instantly it's stolen.
So please just record your serial numbers so you've got a record. It doesn't take long to put it on your smartphone, take a picture of them all. Thanks very much, you've got it there. It's the worst case scenario, they get stolen.
AirTags for people, and you know what, if they don't work, they don't work. And it's not really a secret because Apple AirTags are on the market, they're available. But we're saying to folks, it's another layer. It's not going to solve the problem, it's not going to fix everyone's issues, but it is another layer. So if you don't know, that's an Apple AirTag. Some people might have Samsung phones, I do accept that, but they're 100 quid for 4 of them. I've got them on my kit at home, I've got them on my keys, and we've had a few successes with stuff being stolen and it being reunited with the owner.
So a few hours ago you saw I was at Farrell's at the John Deere dealership near me, where they'd organised a bit of a rural crime event with Nottinghamshire Police. I thought I would actually just summarise some of the discussions going on, because we've just heard some quite sensitive information that I don't think really ought to be put out there, because it might help the criminal fraternity. So just looking at a few things we'd heard, from a Farrell's perspective, the average John Deere tractor value is between 150 and 170,000, and in 2022, 475 machines were sold. And a stolen GPS dome can be used anywhere without an update and will continue to give the 15 centimetre accuracy to the user. Now, interestingly, we heard that the majority of units stolen are going to Lithuania, and then from there are sold worldwide to the farming industry. It's only farmers that are using them or purchasing them, and predominantly police think that farmers who have them stolen are then seeing some cheap ones sold on or advertised on eBay and then going out and buy them. But the cheap ones that are on eBay are usually the ones that are stolen. So the whole thing is a merry-go-round, and it's what's feeding the whole system. Now, it's a highly organised crime gang doing it. They are sent with runners from abroad into this country, and the minute some of those runners are picked up and found, then more runners are sent across. There's fake eBay accounts, fake details assigned to PayPal with credit cards. Now, in the last 12 months, the Lithuanian police have arrested a huge number of those responsible, and 280 bits of kit have been recovered, which includes 12 units from the UK. There's a number of addresses in Cambridgeshire have been used as headquarters, if you like. And the problem we've got as well, though, is that some of these receivers have been made so that they are integrated into the roof, but a good number of them are not, because people want the flexibility to be able to take them off one machine and put on another machine. And if you do that, of course, that means they're not secure. So the ideal way is to have them integrated into the roof of the cab. However, I think it's the John Deere 6000 range machines that you can't do that with, because there isn't enough space in the roof. So some people might say, well, why don't you remove it? Well, the last thing you want to be doing at, say, midnight or whenever you happen to have a late night on the tractor in the summer is going onto the bonnet, because that's where you'd have to go. The dew's there, so the bonnet's slippery, is trying to remove that dome, slip off the bonnet, drop onto the floor, injure yourself, and might never work again. So this is the practicalities of it, that there is safety to think about as well. There's also a theft bill going through Parliament at the minute, and the three main points of that is that any machine must have a Thatcham approved immobiliser, it must be forensically marked, when something is sold on, a serial number is recorded, the new owner with new owner details. Now that is a big thing, that I think a lot of these things, serial numbers are not recorded, no matter what it is, whether it's trimmers, chainsaws, GPS equipment, everything. Please just record the serial number. Got some more wheat going today. We've just started another shed. We put these boards in last harvest to keep so we could got one variety in one shed. Couldn't quite get it in. There's about 700 tonnes in here altogether. These are some old boards we've had for years, but never really used them, only the odd times. It's always a job when you first start a shed, when you got boards up like this. You get so much out without spilling it, but there'll be a time when we'll take later in the day, I'll take these boards out and it'll just go everywhere. But we'll have to leave a bit in this corner, and then you come at it from the other way. Just take the middle out for a start, as Tom's doing now. This dog is loopy. Nala! What on earth's happening, Frankie? What's she doing? Looking across this field, this is one that's coming spring beans, and it was soloed probably September time, but it just sits in really good conditions. When you look at the soil, we won't do anything else to that apart from drill it. Spray it off obviously with glyphosate, just see a bit of green coming through. But yeah, looking good. Stood the winter well and all the rains we've had. It's that time of year again. Maintenance and servicing the combine and the header. So we've just come to pick it up. Tom's just taking it down to the glebe, down to the main farm. This is up at the Heath farm on the Lightland farm where Rhonda and I live. We've got a couple of sheds here like this that we just store machinery under. This is the welfare trailer for the blackgrass pullers we use. You'll see that in a few months. It's always a bit of a difficult job taking things out here because the overhang on this trailer What? Too late. You're all right. Just straighten that out. See what I mean? It's only just bent it back. Good job it is on that spring. So now Tom's just got to take this off. And we've just picked up from Bailey's a new people carrier. We share this one, or we share one with Bailey's and Agri, and Michael keeps moving it on and when he has a call for it, so we get a new one every now and again, and this is the new one that's just been picked up. Holds 39 people, and let's just see, we'll have a quick look inside if we can. Where's the catch? Is there? So this is it. You can fold the front seat down, and they've all got the real seat belts on now. And the other good thing, you can fold the sides up in the summer, and on good days you can fold the sides up, and when it's hot and see out, or you can fold them down for this weather and any other time when it's windy or raining, yet you can still see out. So we have this for our open days and tours around the farm, and Michael has customers that want one as well, so they use it as well. Twin axle, springs. So just backing in the shed, need to watch this, it's a bit tricky with the yard being so narrow. Tom can't quite see this side. You alright, Tom? That's it. That's it. That's it. Tom's getting off down to the farm. With that, we've got the side knives to take off as well. But we always go through the combine and the header in the winter, go through it, or Ryan will come from Platts or Russells as they are now and go through everything and get a list of what we need. Bit of an update on the house. You can see got the trusses on the roof, got the gable ends finishing off, just got this one to finish at this end, and he's coming on all right. Just having a bit of a conflab about the tiles and when to bring them round, because we've got the roofers starting in the next few days. So while the frost's on, we want to make sure we bring them round. See, nice view out the back here. So yeah, it's coming on well. Quite see, but I've just arrived at the Lincolnshire Showground for La-di-da dinner. La-di-da stands for Lincolnshire and District Dinner to Agriculture. It's the old fat stock dinner, and I've bought my carving stuff because I'm carving one of the tables tonight. So there's usually about 300 people here, so everybody in farming from Lincolnshire is here. Go, this is the entrance. Should be a great night. 3/4 an hour of drinks first. A few ladies are here. Rhonda's come. So this is the venue in the Epic Centre in the showground. There's normally 350 people here, but tonight is 330, I think it is. Got the top table there. Are you limping? Yeah, I am, Gerald. I've just heard that Charlie Ireland from Clarkson's farm was going to speak. Now Charlie, all his family farm near me here in Lincolnshire, but because of the uproar with Jeremy Clarkson and what's been happened with what he said about Meghan Markle, and Clarkson's farm is actually now not going to be any more serious after the one that's currently run. I think that's right, but Charlie's not allowed to come anymore, so Charlie's had to pull out. So we've got the venue here, great venue here for all the people and all the farmers, and connected with farming. It's not just farmers, it's allied trades. So you've got solicitors, bank managers, accountants, everybody like that, so it's brilliant. There's Rhonda in the background. Hello, Rhonda.
Hello.
Look at that. You can apologise for that. Here we go. There's Rhonda looking delightful as ever. Look at that. There you go, Rhonda. And which table are you on?
Not yours, I'm delighted to say. I'll have a nice time.
You will. What, now you're not with me? Yeah,
No,
you
I'm
will.
not with you. I'll
Right,
have a
let's
lovely
go and
time.
sit down. I hope you had some nice beef, and I hope it's carved properly. Yeah, look at that. There we go, look at that. I can see I've got to watch Rhonda tonight. So, this is my carving station here, but I've got another set of carving knives there. This is mine. This is a lovely set from my father's. I'll not show you my apron just yet. I'll wait to save that. This is from my father's there. All the knives, a lovely old set there. So as you can see, brilliant event. Lots of people all connected with agriculture, farming. Fantastic venue for it.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, some beautiful food. If only it was followed by a beautiful carver.
Here you are.
So Wardy's asked me to take a photo of him, a video of him going backwards and forwards, serving some nice ladies.
Nice and thin.
Wardy, do you know what you're doing here?
I'm cutting beef properly, as it should be done.
Mate,
Look at that. Beautifully cooked, beautifully carved.
Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, please give a very warm welcome to Mr. Philip Wynne, who will respond to the toast to agriculture.
So I've got Andrew Scoley here, who's on the committee of the La-di-da, and the La-di-da stands for Lincolnshire and District Dinner to Agriculture.
That is correct.
That's right.
Yeah.
And when did this start? How long ago?
It started in 1967.
Yeah.
The Lincoln Cattle Market shut in 1966, and a group of people wanted to keep a dinner going. So they started a dinner, of which my family were on it. There were several families who are still on the committee, who are still running the dinner. And we eat Lincoln beef, and it is only Lincoln beef. We're now up to about 350 people. Started probably at more large, moved to the lawns at Lincoln, and now we're at the showground at Lincoln.
And I must say, the beef tonight was just fantastic. Cooked perfectly and really good quality. Obviously, the carvers helped a lot as well. Obviously, that helped a lot. But yeah, really.
Foster's always do the beef, and they do a very, very good job. So.
And the bell we've heard tonight, is that the original cattle market bell?
It is. It's the original Lincoln Cattle Market bell, which Walters kept. Now Brown & Co. Walters Limited.
Yeah,
or whatever
that's right. Yeah.
So yes, we still try and keep that going too.
And the other thing is, obviously, there's nearly as many, if not more, allied trades here. So you've got bank managers, accountants, solicitors, land agents, as well as farmers.
Yeah, we do, and agronomists and all those sort of people.
So any idea on the percentage?
Probably 50-50, I would guess. Now.
It'd be very interesting to know.
Yeah.
And whether it's been that over the years or not, whether there's the...
I would think originally it was mostly farmers, but it's gradually morphed over the years.
And then, of course, the number of livestock farmers in Lincolnshire has dropped over the years since the 60s.
It has, yeah. So we're predominantly arable now.
Yeah, exactly. But no, Andrew, thank you very much. Fantastic event, really well organised and well run.
Good.
Thank you.
Good, okay.
So I've got a really good friend of my father's here. My father died 2 years ago, but the guy I've got sat next to me, Derek Moore, some of you might recognise if you're born and brought up in Lincolnshire. But Derek was actually on the founding committee and founded the La-di-da dinner, or the Lincoln Fat Stock dinner that we had last night that you've just seen a clip of. So Derek, just going back, it started, you say, because you after the Fat Stock dinner there was £120 left in the kitty. Is that right?
That's right. That when Lincoln Cattle Market was fully operating.
Yes, that was fully operating, and
it was closed down.
Yeah.
And we finished with the dinner, but continued with the dinner for the next 22 years. 52
years. And Derek's very well-known figure in Lincolnshire, a very, very good friend, if not the best friend of my father's. And I picked Derek up, take him around the farm, and we just had lunch at the local pub as well. And you were saying, Derek, as well, about the time when you went across for a drink after the market, and you wanted to borrow £1 from my father.
Father said, "No, I'm not lending you a pound, but I'll tell you what I'll do, Derek. I'll lend you 50. And then you won't forget."
You won't forget. Brilliant. And you can see father and Derek had a great relationship. So you can imagine Derek's a very good friend of mine, and I called to see him quite regularly in Lincoln. And the stories, we've just had a big reminisce about lots of stories, lots of things happened when I was knee-high to a grasshopper, which I know I'm not a lot more than that now. But yeah, great stories along, so lovely to see you, Derek. Got Barry back with the digger. We're just clearing this little planting at the side of the shed that's near the house. Ruben's just moving the bucket out of the way because this is where we're going to put a cable, because we've got the mains electric for the whole farm comes into that corner of the shed, and we're going to couple the house up to the farm supply. So we've got to dig a cable all the way through here, a trench rather, and then all the way through here, right the way through to the house. So yeah, Ruben's just moving the bucket out of the way. Barry's got a smaller bucket on, so we're going to dig a trench all the way through there and lift the bricks up and put it into the main corner of the house. So that's just what Barry's doing at the minute. Lovely little digger this, 10 tonner cat. Lots of briars and brambles and rubbish in here, so we're going to get it cleaned up. It's now Thursday morning and we've got another sharp frost last night, but it's a lot harder frost than it was yesterday morning that you saw in the video a minute or two ago. And we've got Tom out now with a drag, just dragging 1 or 2 more of these headlands up. Dog's enjoying an early morning stroll. See Tom there in the distance. This is the field that's coming sugar beet. Just needs to drag these headlands a bit more, a bit deeper, just to make sure that we've got through it all. So it's coming sugar beet, not was sugar beet. Beauty of these modern engines, not a lot of rev on. You can hardly hear the tractor running. Got the drag stuck in nice and deep. Yeah, doing a good job here. You look at this, you'd wonder how on earth are we going to get this work down enough for sugar beet. This particular corner is really heavy, it's probably 45% clay. But get some more frost on it and weather, in another best part of 2 months it will be before in here. It'll be fine. Tractor's managing it really well. There we are, that looks a lot better. So that's it for another update. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time.